The book that I chose to do a book report is called Fierce Conversations by Susan Scott. She is a two-time best-selling author. She wrote Fierce Conversations and Fierce Leadership. She's also a leader in the global business community, and she is the co-founder, or she's the founder of Fierce Incorporated. The purpose of this book was to identify key concepts that are limiting the success of your personal or business life. She talks about facing problems head on, not shying away from the issues that need to be talked about just because they may make somebody feel uncomfortable or make you feel uncomfortable. That everybody has a version of the truth, that just because you look at something your way doesn't mean that that's necessarily the way it is, because somebody else may see it and their point is just as valid as yours. Being honest with oneself, identifying your own bias and how to correct those and make sure that you're not coming off that you're the only one that matters. Also, that not all conflict is bad. It's good to have confrontation, just making sure that it's handled in the right way. Also, feedback between subordinate and leader is very important, and making sure that you're giving constructive feedback. And that a careful conversation is a failed conversation. If you're not identifying the key issues, if you're skirting around the issues, that you're not going to be successful in the conversations that you're having. And ultimately, it's going to affect your business or your bottom line. The target audience for this book is any leader within the company, whether it's the CEO, nurse manager, a mid level leader, anybody that's leading anybody. But she also does have examples for your personal relationships and friendships, so you can use it in that aspect as well. Some of the strengths of this book, it does give examples behind the key concepts that she's talking about. She identifies stories within her personal career that will help you understand and put the concepts into place. And she also identifies the consequences of not having these conversations. So, for example, she talked about her experience with a t-shirt salesman, and he chose not to have the conversations that he needed to, and ultimately his business failed because he wasn't willing to address those issues. It's easy to read. The language is very easy. There's no big words that you would have to go and look up what they mean. It's very straightforward and easy to read that way. There's activities within the book that will help you identify what you need to do and work on yourself, and also help you transition into having these conversations with other people. It and through those activities, it helps you feel empowered as to having these conversations and why these conversations are important. Some of the weaknesses of this book is it doesn't focus a whole lot on if you're not the leader. It does give an example where somebody went to their leader and explained, this is why we need to have these conversations. But in that example, the leader was accepting of it. It doesn't do a good job of explaining, okay, well, if you're a subordinate and your leader is not accepting of these fierce conversations or the conversations that you want to have, what to do then. So I wish it would have explained that a little bit more, and how you can have these conversations even if you're not the leader. I do believe she's succeeded in getting her point across. She explained how this fierce conversations, why it applies, how it's going to benefit you, the consequences of if you don't choose to have these conversations. She did a good job explaining through multiple examples um, why these are important. She also guided the reader in self-reflection. She did a lot of, like I said, activities that help you look at what you're doing and where you need to improve. And that she also helped you understand that there is more than one truth, because sometimes we go into things thinking, oh, well, you're not going to change my mind. My way is the way it is. And she does a good job of helping you see why there's more than one truth. Anybody that is a leader within a company should read this. Anybody that's having meetings or conversations and feeling like they're not getting any results should read this. or any company that's failing, because maybe you're failing because you're not having the right conversations. So I believe all those people should read that, or if you're just struggling to talk to people in general. Thank you.